Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. This is Big Girl Diary. Oh my goodness, I'm just all over the place. I cannot even believe or tell you how excited I am today to bring a woman, a wonderful woman, who has had ups and downs with feminism. But before I even get into that, let me start off with my little monologue. And you all know how I feel about feminism, but let me get into it. Feminism. In the beginning, it has its place in the world. Feminism played a pivotal role in assisting and helping women achieve their goals in a male-dominated world. The reasons for men blocking women's achievement isn't the main focus of this podcast, no. However, I want to look into the window of feminism itself. Does the movement attend to do what it was supposed to do? Did feminists leave out any women of the movement? I shudder to ask if any feminism I messed that part up. However, I am pleased, so pleased to introduce. Wait a minute. What's going on? Maria Calo, but for some reason, something is not acting right. Oh my goodness. Can you hear me, Maria? Can you hear me? Why is this acting up? All right, okay. I can't hear you. Unmute yourself. Wait a minute. I think you may be muted. I can't hear you. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Do I have anything? Okay. I cannot thank you enough. I most definitely appreciate you coming on my podcast, Big Girl Diary. And I have been talking about feminism in different aspects of it. But however, you most definitely had shed some information and some light that I never even, wait a minute. Okay, can you hear me?
Good.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So you gave me an aspect of feminism that I never thought of. And I cannot thank you for opening up my eyes. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Open up my eyes to, I have to say, my bias, because I never thought about it. I never thought about how feminists left certain women out. Now, as I reviewed feminism and its growth from its starting as far as women not being able to vote, to voting, then to I have to be careful, the sexual revolution, to fighting the wage gap, to where we are right now. We had 4 different waves of it. And my first question, or before I even get into it, let me properly introduce you.
Yeah.
Okay, I am pleased to introduce Maria Calo to you. She has been on the sidelines pushing boundaries of feminists for female recognition in a male-dominated environment. She has existed in a male-dominated world without help from the feminists, not including, how can I say, muscular women in the feminist movement. Maria represents a section of women who have been overlooked and underrepresented in the world of feminism. She is a woman without a door opened to her in the movement. And I have to ask you the first question. First question. And that is, how has the sisterhood of feminism treated you?
Doesn't treat me at all.
And I'm not a feminist, but I have to admit, like I said, I got to say this again. I cannot thank you for opening up my eyes to it, because as I was talking to you, and you were so right. You were like, programming. And you're right. Deep down, and I had to correct myself over and over again. I'm like, I failed my sisters. Me, myself, I had failed my sisters. And I just want to say, I want to thank you for bringing this to my attention. But my second question, okay. In all four phases of feminism, or decades, do you think the breakdown began? Okay, I'm sorry. I have it written one way, but it's like, I don't like that question. In all four phases of feminism, which phase do you think the breakdown began? As far as
I
women,
don't even remember the four phases. You kind of have to remind me, remind the
okay.
public the way they are, because many of us don't even know that.
Well, the one phase was not being able to vote back in the 1800s. Then in the 1960s was a second phase when it came to equality and having the right to do what you want to do with your own body. The third phase was for women to have not sexual, but self-expression through clothing and being able to date whomever he or she wanted. That's more of the fourth phase, I'm sorry. But also sexual harassment within the workplace. And the last phase is the social media and the political activity, and to where women are sexually free to be able to have schmecks with men and not be looked upon as some people may say, how can I say, a whore or whatever it is. Oh, wait a minute, we got a comment. I'm sorry, a comment. Hey, Lexi, how you doing? Thank you for being here. What'd I do? So those are the four phases. So where do you believe as far as your experience with feminism or the lack thereof, the breakdown began?
The breakdown from us women to start working out, or what pertains to me, I'm not sure, because I believe, in my country at least, I'm from Argentina, bodybuilding started even before I was born. Some of the women were born in the 60s, and there was only a few of them. And I guess it happened also in the US, although I think it was much more broad, the amount of women that were practicing the sport in this country, in the United States. But for us, pretty much, I think we're still trying to break through that. I don't think that we went through all the phases. I think some of the phases we're still going through, which is being recognized. So, it's a tough question, because some of us still going through that phase, right? If I want to be, I don't know, am I really allowed to cut muscles? Am I really allowed to do certain things? We're still being discriminated against, believe it or not. TV shows, everywhere. It's everywhere. We should go ahead and cut muscles, and then here we go, and we something. So I'm not saying we went through everything. I think it's not a breakthrough for us yet. I don't think we actually. That's why we have all these issues right now.
I most definitely agree. I think, and this is just simply for my humble opinion,
Yes.
I think by me not even considering, and I'm ashamed of that right there. Not even considering muscular women. is most definitely a fault. And I would say it's more so the breakdown for me. I would say it's more in the third and fourth level, because right now you see women who are just screaming down anyone who does not agree. And then if you don't look the way other women, if you are not petite and you don't look like somebody like Amber Heard or Evan Rachel Wood, then it's like you. I love that picture. I love that
Everybody
one.
does.
I'm sorry, I try to cut it down,
That's not
but
fine. Yeah, yeah, it's
but
fine.
muscular women, it's like you don't need feminism. You are in a class all by yourself. You don't need our protection. No, you don't. You are the protection all by yourself.
Well, I think most of women, it's a lot of, with one statement that you just we have, and I hate to do this because I think we all women are, in fact, we all humans are one with everything. And we, first of all, first and foremost, we need to realize that we are one
Right.
love. That's what it is, right? That's what I want to get this to the audience. But as far as women, we're female, I think we too damaged. For many, many centuries, we were damaged for many, many, many ways. And I'm not going to go through that because it's way too long and it's going to be a lot of sensitivity up there. And so now we're kind of programmed to say, well, if all this TV programming, so I tell you a vision, television, if we don't look certain way, we already feel bad about ourselves. And I'm not talking about bodybuilders, I'm talking about the rest of them that they probably want to be something else, right? Look differently. So all this damaging cultural, physical, the Vogue magazine, if you're skinny, if you don't weigh the 100 pounds or 90 pounds, and all that stuff through decades, believe it or not, it's a huge damage with image. And also, if you add to all this the fact that perhaps in some jobs we were either sexual harassed or whatnot, which I'm still sexual harassed at work. I had to quit my job because of that today. So my point is, are we still going through these barriers, or we still have them camouflaged, and now we just kind of yell at something, and instead of focusing on us, because what's going on with this, and especially with bodybuilding, I think, like you said, we are a different breed per se. I don't want to feel different than you are because I think we all women and we all have feelings. We all have something we want accomplished. And I think we gotta start focusing on men or what men do. That's my perspective. I don't care what they do. They are there for a reason. We're here for our reason. And we gotta understand that even though we want to do something, we're still gonna get some darts out of us to us. Hey, that's society, right? So, but bodybuilding is a different breed because it's only one barrier, like you mentioned, is the physical look.
Right.
So, that's pretty much the physical look, right? So, and the programming is, well, if you don't look this way, that way you're not feminine. And all those stereotyping throughout, decades or years that make us now, even as women, I said, wait a minute, I'm supposed to look like this. Look at you now. It's like most of the discrimination, I wouldn't say we're women, but a lot of women also were scared of our bodies. Many times I go through places. You have those who love the change. Oh my God, I wish I could do that, but I can't, but I love it. And then you have men like, okay, well, now I have an image issue. I think that's a personal problem. One is programming, men are programmed too. Men are also victims on that. And then you have a breakthrough or some men that say, oh my God, I love the different, whether it's, bigger or, with more muscle mass or less muscle mass or tall or not. That's very personal. But I think the whole society has been damaged to believe in certain things. And then that's where the barrier comes in. Because I don't think if we were allowed to do more things, we wouldn't have these movements neither. So it's always a culprit creating these issues. And that's what then someone who's completely extreme comes out and, ruin it for all of us, right? But bodybuilding, yeah, I think it's still fresh, and there's more recognition in general about
Right.
muscular women, but we're still a different breed. Like I said, we're still, a different group that apparently, we're not enough to be included in that feminist group, which I really don't care to be in it. But if it was a positive thing, I think all of us come together with no matter what size or what language or whatnot to what purpose, right? The purpose will be to do more things or whatnot, but something positive, not just to be against the other sex, right? We spoke about this before with you. Yeah.
Right. And you know something, something just hit me as you were talking. Now, on the opposite side where I'm at, the big girls, right? The double max, the,
Will they?
the double quarter pounders. I get things like, you know, big girls, we can help you. We're going to give you body positivity. So be positive in being fat. Be positive, you know, be who you are. Be big boned it. Big boned it. It's
That was
like,
fun. That's fun.
and so we're looked at on the opposite end, more on the sympathetic, you're fat, we're going to keep you over here, but we want to make sure that you do not participate in dating because we don't need more competition. So on the other hand, I get what you're talking about. By being a muscular woman, you have your own set of issues. But being on a big side, we have our own set of issues. But the wild part is that the feminists don't even look at the muscular women because the muscular women are already fit, already confident, and most definitely can get into the dating realm to where the average size feminist will say like, oh my goodness, how am I going to compete with Maria? How am I going to compete with her?
But
Now,
it's not a competition. I don't think it's a competition. I think it's
but
if you look into this, right?
uh-huh,
Uh, any person, of course, we're talking about us, all women.
right,
What kind of a traumatic event and or childhood and or inherit and or, through society, through through our ancestors or parents or grandparents, why do we have this low self-esteem that we have to that we have to do a feminist group with different branches, but we all one? So because we were stereotyped by men before. So if we stereotype by them, and the Vogue magazine CEO is a man, it's gonna say, well, it had to be this skinny, that skinny, and all the models for as long as I existed before me, it's always been this. So we women from different generations, and I'm 55. Before me, we all had to. I remember when I was 15 years old that my aunt was a tailor, right? So she will do this bow cut perfect dress. We all want to be that. We all want to have this. I didn't care much about my body, but at some point I thought, oh my God, I have big legs. Is this fat? So I wasn't skinny as, oh, that little skinny girl, blonde, long hair. Oh, she's more feminine. She's going to have more guys than I do. At some point I thought about that because the whole society is giving us that all the time. So to me, when I said, well, I don't care. Then I started being really powerful doing track and then switching to other sport. And I said, well, I'm really enjoying this, so I didn't care much about that. But at some point in high school, when I was still doing bodybuilding, I was just, doing track, and I was so naturally, not my torso, but my legs were big naturally. I was doing track and whatnot. And then I would see women with really skinny legs. I thought I was fat, not muscular. So,
right,
but where is that coming from? I was only 15 years old, 13 years old, 12 years old. And I said, well, you know what? I'm just going to be me. And that was it. But the things that implanted thought comes from TV. I television. I tell you what to believe. The optic nerve is very, very important.
yeah,
Everything going through here, it goes through everyone else. So I think it's a combination of suppression for a minute, and then some of us cannot evolve emotionally to say, you know what? Yeah, men must have had this, must have done that, and or even ourselves. We must, we stop ourselves from being, and we follow all the stuff. But at some point, we have to break that barrier. So you know what? This from here, in the past, it was this way. Right now, you know what? I'm gonna do this in a positive way. I don't care about what men are doing, more or less, whatnot. It doesn't matter. It's about me. It's about what I can do as a powerful woman, regardless whether it's, like I said, it's one with more body weight or overweight or not. What do you feel about yourself?
right,
What do you think about yourself? You talking to yourself in a diminished way? Are you talking to yourself in a positive way? Are you trying to say, well, like you said, and I don't want to offend anybody. Well, I'm fat, so I'm going to have a positive. Well, it's not positive to you. I don't care if it's a positive. Someone else from a group, I don't know, is going to tell me, well, now that you're fat, we're going to make you positive. It's personal. We listening to someone. We're looking for approval, basically. So the question is to every woman who hopefully is listening to this. what do you think about yourself? Because it's not about what they think, it's about how do you see yourself. And as long as you don't change that, you're gonna have a conflict. Because now I need to go to this group in order to be recognized. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's a circus up there, okay? You need to recognize yourself first. If you want to lose weight, lose it. If you don't want to lose it, be happy with it. If you have a problem, many of us trainers can help you out or not. But my point is, what do you think about ourselves first? How do you think about this body? How you feel in it? Why do we have to have so many voices out there helping us to feel something? The feelings are personal. My feelings are mine. So it's a lot of influential things because it's all self-esteem, insecurities. We have to work in ourselves in order to feel powerful because nobody can give you that power. You have it yourself. So I think it's a problem in society. You know, it's a problem for us.
You're absolutely right, and that's why feminists do not even go over to the women, the muscular women, the women who work out, the women who have that self-esteem, the women who are like, I don't care what you say. Talk to the hand because my ears are not listening to you. So I get why they're on the other side dealing with the fat women that I mean, it is delusional. They're telling men, which I fight against, they're telling men, hey, man, let me tell you something. If you're not with me, you're fat phobic. And I want you to be 6'3", built, good looking, and I'm going to be on your arm. And guess what? You can't say anything about it because if you do, you're fat phobic because feminists told me that. I mean, it's crazy. And then when I say, look, big girls, you got two opportunities, two choices, be fat or delusional, but you can't be both. Choose a vice.
Are you sure?
So when I say stuff like that, I'm waiting for them to say, come on, call me fat phobic so we can just fight this out. But actually,
it's self-image. It's self-image. Yeah, it's self-image.
Yeah, I mean, the feminists, I don't know if you want them paying attention to you. I don't know. But we already answered two of the questions. We already answered. You already answered that. So I'm gonna go back to the different schools of thought because you tapped in on a little bit of it, and there are two schools of thought: the equality of outcome or the equality of opportunity. And for those who are a little not sure, equality of outcome means that everybody is going to have the same results. Me, I'm going to lift 250 pounds like this. I'm going to have that equality of outcome. Or the equality of opportunity. For me to have the opportunity to get myself to where I can lift 250 pounds. Whether if I'm able to do it or not, but I have the opportunity to do it. So, what school of thought do you think is more so okay, wait a minute.
Correct or more like positive or
Well, what do you think? What school of thought do you think is the feminists pushing? Are they pushing the?
I don't know.
You know what I think? I think it's more so
The
of
first one was the
outcome.
first one. The outcome. Yeah, but here's the deal. Okay, honestly, at this point, if someone gets offended, I can give him a couple of churches around here. They can go pray something or whatnot. Is that okay? But my point, or I don't know, I give you some other ideas later. But here's the deal. Okay, first and foremost, regardless of any genetics or male, female, there's two genders. I'm sorry, there is. Okay, whether we like it or not, we can pretend whatever you want. Male in general, let's just say if I have myself, I'm 195 pounds, and I have a male who's 95 pounds, it's naturally going to be more stronger because it's testosterone. What's the problem? Now, if we want to look, okay, so we want to do the same sports. Okay, I mean, sports are for everybody. Some of them are brutal. I think, women have to protect. We cover the reproductive system. It's very important. So perhaps in that end, some sports are more like, not for men, but it's not convenient for us to practice. right? But I'm open to it. I played rugby before, so it's rough, right? But my point is, it doesn't matter. I mean, we should not compete with men, period, because men are men and females are females. So now the equal opportunity is there. I don't think nobody's saying a no to. They have more dominant because they've been doing it for longer. We didn't have the opportunity before, for sure. There's gonna be a little ahead of us. But is that the point? I don't care if they hit me on what. I'm smarter, anyways. So I'm gonna do my thing, right? And so lot of bodybuilding males. I know most of all of them in the pro circuit. The ones that used to compete when I was competing. It's fantastic. We have the male part, the female part, and we have the equal opportunity to do whatever we want. I mean, we can change our bodies, we can work out, we can lift. Of course, some people are going to be stronger. Even if you think women are stronger than me, and vice versa. What do I care? Is that we look like male strength? Oh, if I lift much, I'm better than you. No, you're not. I mean, why do you want to kill yourself? You're not a power lifter, okay? We don't even lift that heavy because power lifters are competing for how much they lift. We don't. We chisel our bodies. We lift heavy because you have to have a certain concept of hypertrophy, and we have to put some tension in the body. That's a long subject. But my point is, we're still strong women. We don't want to be strong men. Okay, so why do we have to compete with them? We parallel, yeah, of course, in a sense of being equal. Yes, sure. Men we were looked at. Oh my God, what a nice guy, and they looked at us. Oh, you look like a dude. I understand that. So the equality for me will be, hey, I'm not a dude. I'm a woman who wants to be like a warrior, a Valkyrie. I feel like an Amazon, so I want to have this body. And a lot of men love that, right? So we have the opportunity, the equal opportunity to do the sport. So it's like, it's having a horse or having a dog. Where you got to make both of them be the same. You can't. So you have the opportunity to do the sport the way we want to. We can get huge. Of course, genetics going to be a play part on it. But my point is we can be muscular. We can be sexy. Nobody's telling us not to do it. And the other problem is, Laura, is that we have to understand that we live in a male dominant world. So you have two choices. Or you don't pay attention to it on your thing, or you go cry about because some people will not accept you, period. And you know that. Some
Right.
people are gonna be still somehow racist or someone this and that. So let's just forget about that. We're putting the energy where it doesn't belong. We need to put the energy on us, on me, on what I want to do with me. What everybody else is doing, we're going to have a society. We're going to have a beautiful society. It's just going to be a rough day. You're going to have to, if you go to Jersey, everybody loves bodybuilders. If you go to maybe West Virginia, they'll be looking at me like I was a Martian. It depends where you go to. It's kind of funny. But my point is, we do have that opportunity to do whatever we feel like doing. And I don't think we should be trying to compete with males. First of all, it's not like we don't have a chance. It's just like it's a horse in a race of a galgo horse. Are you gonna have a dog and a horse competing in the same race? No, horses are horses, dogs are dogs. So bottom line is equal. They all can run and race with their own kind. Period. Okay. So what are we fighting for here, right? And the other thing is, I think the feminist group has a problem with self-esteem and self-image. You need to know what you want in your life. Are you gonna get up this morning and focus on yourself and see how great I can be, or are you gonna focus on hating somebody? I don't want to hate anybody. I love male the way they are, and they can do whatever they want, and so will I. It's a lot of topics around that, right? Some men sure they make more money in sports, blah blah. That's a long topic. That's not gonna change, I think. But if we know that's nothing gonna change, we can still be billionaires in another thing. We can still do. Nobody said us not to do it. And if we're gonna focus to the negative, we're not gonna get anywhere.
You already answered my sixth question.
There you go. Yeah. Bye.
You already answered- Now, one thing, a part of my sixth question, do you believe that feminists refuse to work with the men in the workplace?
Do they? I mean, well, the thing is, to me, I don't really pay much attention to feminists. I've seen a few clips and a few things. Why does it bother you? I mean, again, to me, is maybe everything bothers them. I don't know. Like I said, you gotta get up this morning, and I'm gonna go ahead and be against this guy. Like in some politics, I'm gonna be against this guy, that guy, this guy. Or you're gonna get up in the morning and say, you know what? I'm just as good as a man can be. I can be a mathematician, I can be a musician, they're not better than me, or I'm gonna be the best I can be myself. Forget about the other person. So I think it's the wrong focusing because all comes down to low self-esteem, wrong concepts, insecurities. We have a lot of childhood trauma, also generational trauma when it comes to society, because society treats us like crap for a long, long time, Laura.
Mm-hmm.
They still do. They still do. And a lot of songs, we all this, we all that. Women are always something, right? And I don't want to say these words right here because then, and plus that's another topic for another day. But my point is, but we have a choice. You're going to have bad people and good people.
Yeah.
Who you want to focus on? Because unfortunately, yeah, it can hurt us. It hurt me many times when sometimes I couldn't understand why I have to be a guy when I just want to be masculine. I don't want to be a guy, period. I don't want to be a male. If I had to be reborn, I don't want to be a male. So I just want to be masculine. I like the body. So I used to watch, Wonder Woman, or they were very skinny anyways. But my point, I mean, I was like a superhero mindset, when I used to have like those comics and there were some muscular, in the comics back in the days, there were some muscular women there. You see biceps, it was a beautiful thing. So I think they just have a distortion of what they want, a distortion of what they're fighting for. I think they're not happy with themselves. I don't even comprehend. How can I say this? Because I'm not sure how to say it because I don't have it in my heart, so I don't know. But how can I say? What would I? Excuse me. Do I want to have a penis? Do I want to have testicles? I mean, what is your problem? I mean, let the man be the man. You have what you have, and want to be. I don't know. You go ahead, go for it. Go for your dreams. Why do you have to compete against men? In fact, and I know that no, I'm not going to say anything because that might be a question for you. I don't want to ruin it. Okay. We talk about the sports, right? We talk about sports. So you're going to ask me that later. Okay. But I think it's the wrong focusing. They have a lot of trauma to fix, personal trauma. Like I had to fix my personal traumas. We all have something to fix and work in our image. And what they're not happy people. People that do these things, they're not happy. Be happy with yourself. We have to see what kind of environment they're coming from. They're coming from abusive parents. I'm not sure where these women are coming from. And I think they're just brainwashed from this group of individuals in power or trying to be in power to trying to dominate these kind of vulnerable people who can be brainwashed quickly in order to gain something politically or gain something somewhere in the future, because I don't find another reason why we have to do these things.
Right.
It's gonna be always most of the time a men-dominant world because they've been doing things for longer. But it doesn't mean that we cannot change things right now. We can do the same things. Some of them. With the limitations of strength. Because they're stronger. Good for you. Congratulations. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I love when males can be stronger too. I admire my friends. They squat 800 pounds, 1,000 pounds. I look at that stuff. It's fascinating. But I'm glad. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for everybody. So it doesn't mean I can't do it. I don't want to do it anymore. Maybe the most I squatted was 600 pounds. I cannot never do 100. But it doesn't put. I'm competing with me. With me, I'm gonna do better than tomorrow, and tomorrow I'm gonna be better than yesterday and whatnot. So I think it's just a self-esteem problem, and I don't know. They have some sort of concept to hate themselves, and so because I know they gotta single out a group of individuals, and they thinking by cutting their legs they're gonna win the race.
Yeah.
That's not a fair race. So you don't race with them neither. Like I said, horses, dogs, cats, dogs. I mean, there's nothing, let's just do a group of these, a group of these. We're not segregating. It's just biology. It's just and good for us if it's like that. We don't want to compete with them because we're going to lose. So in some sports, we're going to lose. So, but we're not losing anything. We us. Let's just do a group of us. Let's just do bodybuilders or basketball players. It's us. And let's show ourselves, we can do this, why not? But leave me alone. I don't
I
get it.
thought you were in the second school of thought, being the
Yeah,
the equality of opportunity, just being able to have the opportunity to do it. So you're well into that school of thought.
yeah.
And let me ask you. I don't think this question is any good anymore, but
There you go.
how have feminist movement failed you as a woman?
Oh, you're gonna get into that? But bringing men and women's sports. We hate men and we want them in sports. Seriously. So then we just stuff it, we call it masculinism because what do we want? We want to be recognized, which I don't need to be recognized. So I'm going to do it anyways. And now, well, that guy feels like he's one of us. Are you serious? So we have no equality. Feminists are not equal opportunity because they defending men who pretend to be us. I mean, I don't care. I mean, I have some friends that transgender, well, they cross dressers. They're not gonna, they in their world. They don't want to be in my bathroom, right? So
Right.
whatever. But and they're not sports, but they feel sometimes they're feminine side. I understand, but they tell you, I have a prostate exam. It's funny because they tell me, hey, they look like girls. I'm gonna have my prostate exam. That's fine. But they good. Yes, funny. But they don't lie. They tell you, hey, and there's some always an audience. They like the both things. They look like this, but they have something else. That's fine. I mean, this is a free world. I mean, I want to make sure that they know I'm not against that because if you feel that way. Okay. I mean, I know a lot of males. Actually, when I was younger, I used to go to this bar that it was for transgenders to do comedy. It was fantastic because I never laughed so hard, right? So they will dress like women, like just RuPaul. Some of the people, and they do drag queens and they do these shows, and I was laughing so hard. It's art to me. It's art. It's funny. It's controversial because it's a dude talking about women and vice versa, and it was fantastic. But you have to know where you are and who you are.
Right.
And if you have an identity problem, it's not my problem. It's not mine. It's yours. Okay. So that's what feminists, I don't understand. If we looking for our rights, female rights, why do you want men crushing more our rights? You crushing the same, you're crushing what you stand for allegedly. Now, if you want to do an equal human thing and everybody can be whatever, that's a different thing. Feminists, what is that supposed to mean? I mean, you want to bring males now, so we're gonna be obliterated in the rest of the face of the earth because of that. Now they can be actors, female bodybuilders. There's no actresses. They don't want us
Mm-hmm.
there. Now they want transgenders. So several transgenders they play secretaries. We are being these women is obliterating us from the face of the earth. We're not gonna exist. Well, I'm going to. They cannot exist. I'm gonna exist because I'm a universal being. But my point is, in general, it's not doing any good. Because what we're trying to do, we're gonna compete with. We want to do the same thing we do. Okay, so you want to do the same things that men are doing, then why do you want to men be the same things that you're doing? It's confusing.
I kind of think that feminists want to control. They want to
Like,
control. I want to control men. I want to control
why?
what they do when they do it. I want to control them so much to where I want them to not have masculine or even be a masculine male. I want them to be more feminine so then I can control it. But when they are more feminine, then it's like, hey, I want you to get out there and go fight a war. Go ahead and turn on your masculinity again.
I don't know. Do they say that? I mean, the only thing I've seen in the past is that in the military. First and foremost, let's just keep it straight. Male in general, they're gonna have more abilities. No coordination. Coordination is the same as. In fact, we could be more coordinated. It's just a brain. It's such a brain cut. We cut differently. That's it. But in strength, in general, they're stronger. So if they have to do 50 miles, they're gonna do it a little bit faster than us, even with all the training in the world. So let's just do it together and everyone in their place. Because honestly, if I have a male who is stronger than me and I'm at war, they're gonna try to protect me. So perhaps I can go there and beat some ass. Or not, but they're not. But I think a lot of military people they don't want to risk the essence of. They're not trying to make women less. It's another topic for another day.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's just okay. If I get you in the desert, in the middle of the water, when you get captured, what's going to happen to women? So, at that sense, that's what we're not going to do, or go to certain places with the males because we are more prone to be, raped, abused, and whatnot. I'm not saying that can happen to a male or child for sure, but I think that's the general situation where there's certain things that naturally a male is stronger, and like I said, I'm not saying who knows if we have like 10, 15, 20 women that are really muscular, strong. They could do the same thing. They can climb a mountain for sure. But at the end of the day, if the males have the same training, they're gonna be stronger. What is the problem? It doesn't that shouldn't be even the question. That shouldn't be in the topic. I mean, like I say, feminism should be just about, or feminist should be about, okay, we want to do bodybuilding or without being judged. We want to do this without being judged. That's it, without being judged. And then we're not gonna even within women. Some stronger women are stronger. Not everyone's gonna have the gold medal. Someone's gonna be the first place, second place, third place within us. Period. So men are doing their thing. We should do ours. That's it. We want the yin and yang. We want this balance. That's why we in the same earth. You know.
Right. Let
Yeah.
me ask you this one question, and I believe you're able to answer this question. If you could change anything about feminism, what would it be?
I don't even know about feminism. I don't pay much attention to it. I just think it should be a part. If you're gonna do a movement, okay. So let me put another example. You know that in order for you to have something to defend yourself, someone has to create a problem, right? Okay.
True.
So in order for me to do a feminist group, who's attacking me or who's stopping me or who's prohibiting me from doing something that now I say, you know what? No, listen, you're not gonna prohibit me. I'm gonna have this movement to do this, and that. That's what the group, whatever it is, whether you're fighting for being a priest or you're fighting to be a president or you're fighting, I wouldn't care about that, but or you're fighting for whatever it is that you think that is your truth. And the other thing, if you're fighting, that means someone is fighting you, so you gotta fight back. That's are the
Right.
questions that I will have to feminists. What are you fighting for, right? So, to me, the movement should be about, okay, as women, as a group, empower ourselves. We want to be CEOs. We want to be this. We want to be that, and work on the positive aspect of women, right? And stop bringing men. If you're gonna do your own business, if it's gonna be a women's group, I'm not bringing males that look like women or trying to. They can have their own group.
Okay.
Or do something general. Okay, we're gonna be the pro transgender group or the pro whatever, LGBTQ, whatever you wanna do. Hey, you wanna waste your time and energy on that? Whoever likes you is gonna like you for the rest of your life. And whoever doesn't accept it, is not gonna accept it.
Okay.
There's no you can't force the world to like you all the time. You like red, I like green, I like it's like a color, right? I don't like certain colors, I like one color. So that's gonna always be there. Or I like sushi, but I don't like sardines, right? Well, that's the world it is. So some men are gonna like us, some men I don't, some women are gonna like us, some women don't. But as long as we don't fight with each other or we don't insult other people and we have a high self-esteem, say, you know what? I like me, you like you. I don't have to like you, but I accept you. It's in the story. So I think they should stop fighting against men when they should fighting for themselves to be a greater women, a greater version, of what they're doing or what they're trying to do. I think it's a lot of hate somewhere, somehow. I don't understand it because what are they fighting for sense? I don't even know what they're fighting for. Like I said, I don't think I think they just have a combination of sometimes they bring abortion, blah blah blah. So that's more politics. I think they just I want to. Well, you know what? Go ahead and abort yourself. I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna fight against abortion. I'm not gonna be pro-abortion. I'm not gonna be against it. That's personal. My point is, what are you fighting for? And that's more politics. Some states I love this. Some states don't. What do they want to do? They want to do a global, like you said. Everybody has to like that. I want to do an abortion. No, nobody's going to like it. Some people are going to love it. Well, go to Thailand. I don't know. But my point is, you're not going to have everything. When you want everything in your life, you have to get it. Not expect that everybody's going to do it for you. That's what I will change.
Makes a lot
That
of
goes for
sense.
everybody,
Yeah.
male or
Yeah.
women.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Now, slightly, I want to ask you slightly personal. Slightly personal.
slightly.
Slight.
It's
if you
fine.
had, if you had the opportunity to have dinner with one person, dead or alive, who would that be and why?
Ooh. Okay. It's a good question. Dinner with someone who passed away or not? I don't know. There's nobody in society that I know that would like to do that, but it would be probably more my grandparents or oh, you know what? No, I know my niece
Okay.
is long gone. She was like my replica. People thought it was my daughter. Yes, I miss her so much. So that will be her. I will take her to dinner and I will have a conversation about anything and things that she would like to accomplish. She was just 21 years old when she died, and I would love to be her guidance for everything because in her household with my brother, unfortunately, and my sister-in-law, they were not too functional. And so my idea was to perhaps bring her here with me and guide her. As it reminds me a little much, pretty much when I was her age, I already knew what I wanted, but she was still struggling. So I will help her to find her purpose with guidance, and that will be my conversation with her for sure.
Okay.
Not a
Um,
male, a female. Just kidding. Just being funny.
what colors? Now, this is what I'm interested in. What colors do you look good in?
All of them. Just kidding. I like pink. I like white. I like black too. Uh, Depends what the outfit is. You gotta look good on it. I think everybody can look on anything depending on the design, because the design is everything, right? Some things can look better. I would only wear yellow. Well, I had actually some yellow bottoms like pants, but if you like something neutral with white, perhaps, or black, it looks good. So I don't know, really. I have many outfits that I have. I think maybe all of them that I used. you know what I mean? I guess.
Okay.
you know.
Okay. Now, this is another one that I just have to know. Okay. I have to know. What is your zodiac sign?
Leo.
I know it.
They
I
come
know
the
it.
listen. They come the insults. Let's come the insult. Leo this and Leo that and Leo this and Leo that. All right, girl.
I'm a Leo myself.
Great, great. Let's fight. Let's fight. Pick
Like,
the
who
time and date.
cares? Who
Let's
cares?
fight.
You're a
Who
Leo.
gives a shit? you know.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You know.
I mean,
You know. I. Just picking your brain. Just picking your brain and and just seeing how the world works in your realm. I have to say, on one hand, many women would say, if I can have a body like that, just like that. And then on the other hand, it's like, but having a body like that, you have to maintain it. Now, if you have a poor work ethic, like I do, right? If I could just
I
sort of
don't
just
know.
clamp it on, I think I would be an excellent feminist, except I don't do all the crazy stuff what they do.
Of course not.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But if I were a feminist, I would say, wait a minute, you muscular women are you're making us look bad. You have a work ethic. You actually have goals that are obtainable and not trying to take over the world or trying to take over men to make men into what we want them to be. We want to not
Why? I
pacify.
love men. Just leave them the way they are. It's fantastic.
I mean, men,
I mean, they're there for a reason.
there is nothing better in the world as a woman than having a man. I mean, they are just.
I don't know
I'm not.
about that.
There are
okay.
some that are dirt bags. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones that make you want to get up in the morning and just smell the roses.
Well, that's a person, yeah. So if you're single or by yourself or you have family or anybody around you, let's just say not just men, because that's gonna be a very personal topic, and men are gonna get offended, and women are gonna get offended, and that's a long, long conversation. But anybody around you, of course, you can have a male, a couple, someone who loves you very much, and whatnot. Yes, it's fantastic. If you wanna be with somebody, and a real man, in my perspective, so that way nobody gets offended, is that one that actually supports you in everything you want. It's not a servant, it's someone who said, hey, I'll give you my half, you give me your half, and we won. And I know men like that. I know several of my former colleagues when we used to compete that they retire, were not. Those husbands with them, they did anything they could possibly do for them to have everything they had to have in order to compete and be in the podium all the time. I know those men. I know them very well. I know their wives. They were very well known bodybuilders. And that kind of man is not trying, is trying to not serve, just to be there for her. And of course, she will do her job, depending on what she wants. It's just a good communion. It has to be somebody who, if they really love you, they're not gonna have self-esteem and try to control you, or vice versa, because
Right.
the control can be either way. But male, going back to all the things we spoke about, male, some of the male have this macho programming, and some of them didn't break that barrier. Say, no, I can be a man, I can cry, I can be big or small, but I can have my nuts in the ground, and I can cry for her, and I can love her, and the crying is now being less. All that stuff we gotta work on as humans. A lot of men have problems with that. A lot of women have problems with that. But for sure, if you have someone with you, that'll be fantastic. If you wanna love somebody, that will be the perfect man. That one who supports you in everything, who's not gonna take you as a slave to wash his dishes. Because first of all, this is not his. He can wash his own dishes. But the concept of this is my queen. I want to be the king, but she has to be next to me, because a king without a queen, and vice versa, they're nothing. So that's how they got to feel about you. They got to feel about, hey, girl, I cannot live without you. I cannot live without that part of me that wants you, and vice versa. That's the human being that you need to have. But all comes to, who are you, how you feel about yourself. A lot of women choose wrongfully, and then they blame it on someone else, vice versa. Some men pretend too much from somebody. Well, they're toxic, no. I mean, look at yourself first. What do you want? Do you feel like you can be with somebody? Don't change anybody, and try to surround yourself with people like you, that they like what you do, and they're willing to support who you want to be or who you are. That's it's fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, there's one question that I forgot to ask you that I
Yeah,
think you
sure.
may have alluded to it a little bit, but from a man and a woman, what was the worst thing that was said to you?
No, we're gonna be here until midnight. Um, I didn't call. Let me see. Well, it's. Let me think for a minute. Well, both sides attacked me. In fact, someone almost actually they came to hit me because they thought I was, because a lot of people have issues with. I don't want to say this, but some people have the homophobic. Some people are some men are still do today, and so they will think that I'm a male, and because of my size, because I don't think my face looks like one, but if I do, I want to know who, because I want to, maybe it's my lost brother or something, but yeah, I'll be called a dude, or you nasty, or obviously discriminated by police officers too. And this is nothing to do against police officers. God bless you, but a lot of people, it's all comes to society programming. And you feel like you said, well, you guys, muscular women, can make all of us feminists look bad. Well, we don't make you look bad. You look bad yourself, because we are just doing our thing. We don't make anybody look bad. You look bad because you want to look bad. So my point is, it's true. I cannot make you feel inferior without consent. Who said that? You know that, Eleanor. So it's the truth. I mean, you can tell me whatever that you want to tell me, but my perception of it is that true? No, if it's not true, why would I worry about it? So I was called, I've been confused, but with being a male in the past. There's one person who says that we look like dudes with wigs. It's a lot of men with wigs right now. So I don't know. What's the, it should be a problem then, right?
People are
Apparently it's us.
awful. People
Yeah,
are
I am.
awful.
Yeah, but
Dudes
whatever.
with wigs.
Because people don't have nothing else to do, and poor souls are very much inferior because they focused on the insecurities. It's a mirror. If like you said, let's just say you can say, hey, I'm big, I'm a little bit overweight, but hey, I don't have the discipline that you have, Maria or Teresa or whoever, right? Yeah, but if you're happy with you, say, oh, you know what? In fact, me, I'm not as muscular anymore. I have a lot of health issues. I have like bulging discs, other problems. So I have to overcome that in order to go back to training. Do I want to compete again? No. I don't even want to lift as much as I used to. I don't want to do this. A lot of work. So most of us that retire look much smaller, or they look the same, but we don't go as hardcore because we're tired. You've been doing it for 30 years. You're gonna stop.
Yeah.
You can still look fantastic. Because bodybuilding, the good thing, the best sport in the world to me, because you can be 80 years old, and I can show you photos, and you still be muscular cat with six pack and everything, because you can still do that. It's about being lean, being in great shape. You don't have to lift heavy. It's just being, of course, you do your walking every morning, and you do your stretching, because it's all about having mobility when you get to 80s. In fact, bodybuilding is one of the sports that actually rejuvenates you due to mitochondrial function, and it's amazing about bodybuilding. It's a sport that you actually get younger, not like other sports like gymnastics. When you get to here, you cannot perform the same way, or ice skating that after 20 years old, it's an 18-year-old not gonna keep your butt, because it's about the wear and tear and whatnot, right? But even some of us that used to work out, we're just gonna work out and gain my muscle, be cut, shredded, have my biceps, triceps, whatever. But I'm not gonna do it like I used to, because it is you got to. It's literally you wake up smelling bodybuilding, you go to sleep smelling bodybuilding, you're eating, you have to do your Tupperware with all the meals, everything at this hour, at that time, all the time like that for the rest of your life. Or you're gonna chill out a little, you're still doing it, but easy. It's a lot of work. It's like any other pro sport. You live with it. So even us, some of us that don't work out anymore or don't compete anymore, we just do it for fun. But we don't go as hardcore anymore because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of pain. You got it's a lot of work.
Wow. Just I can't even think about the regiment that you had to get used to. Let me ask you, how long did it take you to develop that regiment and to keep it?
No, it's you do it from day one. I mean, I started in the '90s, so you do it all the time, and you learn the only difference in between when you're just starting, like you're like a newbie, I mean, you learn more about physiology, anatomy, concepts of hypertrophy or recovery, or like any sport. You have to learn the sport. You have to become better. It's just a matter of time. I mean, you always keep doing. I mean, I still do my meals and everything. I just tired physically. I have a lot of physical things to overcome for other reasons. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's something that I enjoy doing. I don't see myself eating McDonald's all the time. So I'm gonna always have my meals like I used to. I might not go as hardcore at the gym, but it's something that you have to be born with the desire and passion of that in particular. Like, and it's something natural. It's gonna come natural. Oh, you know what? I love to have my meals. I have to have my meals. Do I have to have three meals? Whatever it is, you learn from the people that know more. You have coaches or whatever, like any other, discipline, and you get better at it. And then when you retire, you keep eating healthy. Sometimes you don't eat as healthy as much anymore, but at least the whole purpose to me and today also is not, regardless of the competition, it's a lifestyle for me. Why? Because I want to at least live 100 years. I don't want to get older. I want to get younger. I'm a big fan of epigenetics, so you can get much younger because we don't get old because of age. We get old because of how we treat our bodies. So to me, the whole purpose of all the training, especially of bodybuilding, because bodybuilding has been proven to even avoid certain things in women. It's very important for us to reabsorb calcium. It's very important for us to avoid osteoporosis. It's good for a lot of things. So regardless of competition, some of us continue this as a lifestyle. So it's not a big deal for us to develop anything. We just know that we have to do it, and perhaps not as, oh my God, as technical as we used to compete, because you cannot make mistakes when you're competing because you have to really be there or whatnot. But the same discipline, I can keep it. Sometimes you're gonna have some days that you're not gonna do anything because like mentally it's also exhausting, right? It's a lot of responsibility. So you're gonna have some days that you just don't want to eat or whatever. But at the end of the day, is you want to be healthy for the rest of your life. So when it's like that, if you love yourself enough, then you continue with a discipline.
Right. Okay, I have to ask you one question. Now, this is my personal question.
Yeah.
I remember watching Rocky.
Yes.
Okay, in Rocky, he had this glass, and he took like 6 eggs,
I don't
broke them
know.
in put them in there, and then he took it and
Yeah,
he
you blend it. You put them
guzzled
in the
it.
blender. Yeah, yeah.
Now, is that something that you did?
No, hell no.
Is that even a real thing?
I think yes and no. Many people were doing it. That's a topic that really we have to have like a health coach in here with you because it's a topic that that is it has a lot of venues.
Okay.
But I think it was the old school bodybuilding that believed that raw protein was whatever that is at that time. Like if you will say, for instance, many years ago, they'll say, well, you gotta eat this and you gotta eat that, and then throughout the decades that we have like studies about muscle growth, that it's not necessary to do as many carbs or not or whatever, or ketosis or whatever. So things have an evolution in bodybuilding. So at that time, I think back in the days when I probably was 10 years old, 8 years old when this movies came out. It was just the concept of like protein, and because probably you didn't want to cook, so you put them on the blender and just drink it and just go work out, right? I think it was coming from the old school of bodybuilding, that it was kind of like a fashion at the time. I don't know anybody who does raw eggs. Most of us cook it, but I think it's just something, yeah, you can, but it's about the absorption in your body. Is your body ready to absorb a heavier molecular composition as when you cook it is lighter?
Right.
It's a cool topic. But my point is, I think it was just a fashion. It was something that they were doing, a lot of people were doing. I hear a few people that I know back in the days when I started bodybuilding, they were, some of that they did it, some of them didn't. I think it was a fashion at that time where like old school training back in probably 60s, maybe or 70s or something like that, that they believe, okay, hey, I gotta get a quick protein meal. And so instead of cooking, I just put them in a blender with a few other things and I have it only one meal and that's it. Uh, but if you ask me, I've never done that. I've seen it,
I I,
but
I did.
I cook my meals.
I did once because I was like heavily
I know.
influenced by Rocky, and I
Everybody is.
did 1 egg, and I
Yeah. Well,
I,
the thing is,
I,
you gotta mix it with something else. Some
I
people,
didn't.
I believe, and I believe. I don't want to be technical, but I think some foods, the molecular way or some things need to be in certain form in order for the body to absorb. So that would be the topic of it, right? So I cannot get technical because I don't remember all of it. But all I can tell you is that perhaps was like a fashion at the time. So, well, listen, let's do 6 eggs. I mean, I usually do 4 eggs. I used to do six, but I usually do scrambled eggs. But at that time, it was a little bit of a fashion, something quick. So people used to, drink them, in a blender. I think the funny part is that somehow they make it tough doing it. And it's like, no,
Mhm.
that's dumb. That's not tough. But at the movie, to me, I'm not focusing on what he's eating. I'm focusing on, hey, I came from here, I want this, and I'm not gonna stop until I get there, right? And that goes for everybody. So I don't know much about it because you and I were not born with bodybuilding started. I mean, there were more males, some females out there, like regular McLeish and all those that were much smaller. If you compare the bodybuilding from there and now, we're like huge. But my point, and it developed for us, right? We used to be this much, now we're bigger every time. But no, I think it was just something like it was something that they used to do back in the days.
Mhm.
And so that is kind of like one of the things that, of course, if you say, "Oh my God, it's so," you were not attracted by the eggs on a blender. You were attracted by, "Oh, I'm gonna get stronger just like him, so I'm gonna do that." So you know what I mean, right? So we the character that he plays, Sylvester, it's inspirational. But are you gonna do running shorts without a top too? I mean, it's funny, but many influencers like Tim or Jean Claude, we all want to do kung fu. We all wanted to have raw eggs. It's a good era. It's funny. I mean, you gotta be smart though. But you know how that goes. Oops, someone's gonna hit me. But it was the boom. It was like the belief system back then. So a lot of people at those times, that I believe, I have some bodybuilders that they're 92 years old, that they were the pioneers in my country, and like here you have other ones, Lou or Arnold, whatever, or either Mike Menzer. We could go back in time, 60s and 50s, and the things changed since then, right? But they hardcore thing. So I guess we were doing that because we really was the best. And I said, well, you know what, this is not as good, or maybe it's good, but it's gonna be better if we cook it or not. But it's not about we don't eat with flavor. We just eat what we have to eat. So
Yeah.
that's one of the messages that I've seen in this guy. Hey, we're not here to have a filet mignon with little. No, no, this is not decoration day. Okay, we gotta eat this to get this to have this, and no matter how we gotta eat it. So that's the discipline that Rocky,
Yeah.
to me, the character has. It doesn't matter what you have to do. It you're not gonna do it. It's not crazy. I mean, it's just I think it's harder for the body to assimilate when it's raw, right? But regardless of the taste. But the thing is the discipline. You have to do what you have to do. You have to get up at this hour. You have to do this, and it doesn't matter for us. We have to do what you have to do. We eat the right things, the right amount of protein, or whatnot, or whatever. And it's every day. Every day you get up, and that's what you start with. You start with whatever it is that you have to do, or your coach told you what you got to do to get to this level, or improve your body this much. And that's just the discipline, regardless whether he's eggs or not. It's the discipline that Rocky had, how much he accomplished, regardless, and all the ups and downs that any athlete goes through. Like female boxers too, they have a lot of struggle. Like any athletes, we go through struggles.
Okay.
And you conquer when you accomplish something, you feel proud of yourself. And it doesn't matter what you accomplish, whether it's I don't know, an exam that you pass in high school, or always be proud of yourself. It's not about comparing yourself to other people. It's about you are the greatest of your own story, and you can write your own story. I don't care about his story. I don't care about her story. This is my story, and I'm gonna be the the start of my show because it's my life, and people need to feel that way. And many of us don't feel that way, and so we come with these groups trying to do something they don't even know what they're trying to do. You
Thank
are
you,
the
Lexi.
king and the
Yeah.
queens of your stories. Nobody's stopping you from anything. Okay, they just break those barriers.
Let me ask you one last question. I got it here. Let me get it out here for a second.
Okay,
Okay.
second on your
Um, let me see. Lexi says, absolutely. Thank you for inviting. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I thought you would enjoy it. Um, at what point in your life to where you said, this is what I want to do with my life when it came to sports? When you looked at whether if it was wrestling or whatever sports you were into, but what made you say, okay, I'm going to stop all this and I want to look at bodybuilding?
No,
What took place?
I think I mentioned this to you before. It was like a random show, which it was. That even in this country, we don't even have one show of any network. And remember when it used to just be TV only, and then just kind of cable, but we have like 100 channels. Now we have like 1 billion. We didn't have any bodybuilding shows. There was one show in my country that there was a sports anchor, Ibanez, Pancho Ibanez, I think it was. And I don't know, I was just randomly going to my mother's room to ask her something, or my father or whatnot. And I did look at the TV, and I see someone competing who is right now a friend of mine. And I was like, wait a minute, I like that. Wow, look at that. So, I just start training. But I always like to be strong. I used to climb like 10-story buildings. I was doing parkour when I was just like wild. I was not like playing with dolls. I was climbing buildings. So I always like to be strong, fast. That's what I was, a 100-meter runner, and so that's, I never thought about men or anything. I was just thinking, oh, I want to be strong. So I always used to get together with people that want to be strong as I am. So only few girls and of course all the boys. And then when I saw that show, I said, oh, I like that body. And I was thinking, well, I'm doing track right now, and they want me to do Olympic lifting, but I like the body of these girls. I don't like the Olympic lifters' bodies. I think I want to have this small waist, this much legs, this biceps, and all the whatever that is, right? And I started it. I was 22 or 20, 21 and a half when I started. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
It was just one TV show.
Wow. That right there is
But before
amazing.
that, I was doing strong. I mean, I like to climb buildings. I like to do the jungle gyms, and I was doing faster. And I was competing with the guys who was faster, but it was fun for me. And I was competing in 40-meter dash, a 50-meter dash, and if you calisthenics and gymnastics, and I was with the guys because the other girls wanted to be like, I'm gonna get wrinkles. I don't want. Oh, come on, come on. So. I can be a girl too. I have a lot of cute things to wear. You saw my photos. I got cute things to wear, but I can also be running. It doesn't make you less feminine. I mean, you can just whatever. So I was just in that world. My world was like kind of fun in that sense. I didn't have much of a think. It's just, I want to do this, so let's do it. See how it looks and whatnot. So I like that. Yeah.
I gotta say, I cannot thank you enough because you have opened up my eyes to different facets of life that I never even considered. It's not that I didn't know about it. It's just that I just didn't consider it. And matter of fact, before I came into the house, because I went to Costco, and I do politics. I have another channel,
Hmm.
and I'm talking to this lady, and I said, I gotta hurry up and go. I have an interview. And I just said, I am interviewing Maria Calo. She goes, I know that name. It's,
Yeah.
I know
Can't
that name.
hide.
She goes, I have friends who lift. I know that name. I said, well, I am interviewing her, and she's fantastic. She's fantastic. Check me out. Right, and she was like, I have friends who live now. She wants to be the mayor of DC. She's out there
Hmm.
pounding the pavement,
Okay.
getting people to sign, doing this and
Yeah, of
doing that.
course.
I'm
You
like,
got.
but I was like, I never really looked at bodybuilding or anything like that. But I'm like, your name is out there.
Well,
Your
the,
name
the,
is
the thing
out
is,
there.
I've been gone for a while. I have many reasons. We can also do other shows, not just most focusing about bodybuilding, but also sports and stuff. I have reasons why I have some physical difficulties with this, a few things, and then I decided to do other things, and then I stopped competing, and then I got hurt and whatnot, and so but you have positive and negative experiences.
Mhm.
But I remember, I think I mentioned this to you in another conversations, no lie, but we were talking about to prepare for this and whatnot. The audience in bodybuilding is still very small. It could be a 2% in the world, or 3%, or maybe a 10%. But women or men who really follow the sport, they know most of all the names, right? And so
Right.
I'm one of them that I stopped competing to 12 or 11, and at that time when I was competing, some people said, "Well, this girl has the biggest legs." Or there's a few names that were with me up there. So with people that really follow the lifting, right?
Hmm.
They're gonna know the names that have the biggest legs. They're gonna know the one that's squatted 600 pounds. They're gonna know all that stuff because they've been following somehow with a cousin, male or female, or because So it's a very small community, very hidden
Right.
community. There's still it's a lot of great bodies in the gym. You don't have to be big or not. I'm just saying that practicing the sport just to be feeling good by yourself, feel good is fantastic. But those people are the ones that really follow everybody. Like if you mention who's such and such to somebody, it's like, no, I don't know who that is. Or if you mention to me, and I love football, but if you tell me some player from some other team, I'm not gonna know. It's way too many. There's too many of them. We are too many, but too little in the group. It's very very selective. It's a very alienated sport for men as well. I mean, they have many movies. All the Iron, I think it's whatever Iron Maiden, whatever. They have some movies about them, and the other wrestler male has all the movies, and we don't have anything, right? We don't have one about one of us to murder somebody. You know what I mean? They don't even care about us. You know what I mean? That's what we all. This bodybuilder murdered her boyfriend or husband. Come on, seriously. So, anyways. Remember that? So that's what we remember about. Because somebody did. No, I didn't. But my point is, no, trust me, I don't. Would love to. Just let me know. But my point is, it's a very small group of people. So a lot of women. I remember going to Walmart, and whatever. I had my shirt, whatnot, and it's really big at that time. And I was like, wait, excuse me, ma'am. I said, you such as yes. I'm trying to hide, but you can't. And so we saw you in the BBC London. We saw you on TV. We saw you. I think it was. I can't remember. Yeah, BBC. That was the BBC. And so, they recognize you. And some of us are like, let's just say, it would be just me as the pro in this area, or one or two women out of a million, right? So we're very like, you go to California, there's a lot of bodybuilders. So you go to other states, but many of us are scattered all over the places. So only close friends or people that are into lifting, or even women that even if they're not bodybuilders, they have their husbands or their cousin, and so they're gonna know all the names. Especially when you wear the biggest legs in the sport, or you wear the strongest, or something that they like you by, that they think it is. So they're gonna have their favorite names. And then, of course, the BBC, the exposure, the interview with them and whatnot, that also helped out. Or if just the kid sees you, they see you as a superhero, they want to take a picture with you. That's fantastic. So I try to rescue those things, because the rest of society, some people don't know any better about anything. Either whether you're big because you're overweight, or you're big because of whatever, or because they want to victimize you because they have problems, right? So it's a rough society, but what I do now that I'm more confident in this sport helps you a lot. You just do your thing. Some people are not gonna love you, some people are not gonna like you. Boo hoo, that's life. So bottom line, they have a lot of positive things, and some people are gonna recognize you by name and whatnot. But it's a very small group. DC is I have a I traded for a few people in DC. One of the guys that moved to California now, he was the only pro there. So we're a very small group in DC. It's a very small group,
Okay.
So it's like back in the days with, Dave Bautista, another other group of us together were in DC, where now the guy is very famous. But at that time, we were just a small group of people working in clubs or going to clubs. And so then, of course, some names are going to be bigger, like his name, because of exposure. But he still knows about all the bodybuilding names because he used to love the sport. And like any other of us, we're a very small group. We were like five of us, and the rest of the world, they were not like that. So we go to DC, we still scatter, even males, how many pro males, I know two or three in DC, and they probably hide in some gyms so you don't bother them, you know what I mean? But, because we need to work out. When you work out, you don't want people asking you things. It used to drive me crazy. I had to go to gyms that to go away from people because everybody wants to ask you something, So yeah, it's a very small group, and I'm glad that she knows some names. I'm sure she might know also Tina or Kim or some of the other names because it's the icons in the sport. So I'm sure she knows more names. But because I'm local, within the DMV area, perhaps that's what she knows. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay.
it's fun. It's fun.
So, do you want to give out any of your social media information if you like?
Well, I mean, my social media network right now is extremely boring. We will have to have some sort of link because, or I can actually show you guys which one it is. My Instagram is it goes by IFBB Pro Maria Calo. IFBB starts from in International Federation of Bodybuilding. I can show a picture, or if you want to show a picture of how my
Yeah, let me go ahead and.
social media looks like. But my point is, I'm not posting anything about bodybuilding at the moment. I don't think I will be posting anything about bodybuilding. I'm more into quantum physics. I'm reposting things from other people at this time. I will be opening a platform, not about bodybuilding, but about pretty much not feminism because it's nothing to do with this, but most about self development and confidence and emotional support for others and things like that. For who we are and that kind of thing. I'm not gonna be doing anything about bodybuilding, but my page is there, and so, yes, I mean, you can put a link or something if you
Okay.
want. And, my Facebook is the same thing, but it has, like I said, has nothing to do with bodybuilding. It is my official page. The reason why I keep that Facebook is because many people are trying to imitate me, and they actually even talk to people in my name. And so I had to call Facebook at some point and say, well, listen, this is not my page because my photos are everywhere. So, they're going to be copycats, right? They can copy to anybody. These days, it can be, catfishing is amazing. So that's why I keep these pages, just to say, well, this is me. Somebody else is not me. And then, of course, at some point, I will start to add some content. But as soon as I start competing, I actually pretty much alienated and I did other things. And it's not really my intention to post too much about the sport because it's way too much out there about this. And my purpose is to become a better how to become a better human every day.
Yep.
Because the rest of the stuff that you do is easy. You want to work out, got muscles, got muscles. You want to go ahead and run 100 meters, yeah. But who are you as a person? I think is more important. Everything else, all the possibilities to do whatever you want there. I can transform anybody. Anybody who has the problem, come to me. I make you whatever you want to look like. Easy. But who are you as a person? To me is more important. The rest is just discipline and if you have to have the discipline and you don't have it, then we're gonna have to work on you first, right? Who are
Okay.
you? What do you want to do? And on your inner strength. Everything comes from inner strength. Once you have that, then you can go do diets, you can work out. But the most important thing is how strong you feel and what you perceive about yourself. Because discipline comes from I love myself, so now I'm going to do this, right? And many
Right.
people struggle with that. They struggle with diets. They struggle with things, and that comes from another traumatic events, other things. So to me, I'm going to be having things about that is working on yourself first, and then everything else is up there for you. So I mean, it's easy. So anybody can pretty much do whatever they feel like it. Well capable of doing it. Most important thing is, am I confident enough? And if you don't, we work on that. So that's gonna be my material in the future. So that's why I don't want anybody to expect seeing a lot of the posing and things. So I'm not. I mean, I'm gonna have some photos, but it's not gonna be about bodybuilding. It's just there, and so that's about it.
Okay, one last thing, and that is there anything that you would like to have a final thought or a final thing you would like to say before we wrap it up?
It's pretty much. I'm not sure if I want to redirect this because I know the topic for today was feminism and feminist and all the progression or regression of our nature. I don't say to anybody, and this is not. I'm not. Listen, I'm not in favor or against men. I'm not in favor or against women.
Right.
I am a favor of a universal self. And so I think we have to stop seeing things as different and just look into ourselves and look at the mirror and you can see the fantastic creation you have in front of you and what you want to do with it. Because if you focus on other things, you're wasting your precious time, and your precious self. You forget who you are, and you're fighting for things that perhaps even for other people or other conflicts. So always look into what's wrong with what's no what's wrong. There's nothing wrong. What's going on with my life that I'm happy or I'm not happy? Work on that, and stop competing with mans. Come on, there's no competition. We great. We just gotta do our thing. Fight for noble cause for sure. If you think, okay, I want to do a group that allow women to have more hours in certain job, or you know what I mean, or because men have 8 hours, we're gonna have 8 hours too. Okay, that's fair. But start competing with the masculinity or the whatever defines them, because the more you do, the more defining them and not yourself.
Right.
Focused on you. The hate has to go. It has to go. We have enough already in the world. So just love yourself, please. Everybody, male, females, I know it's about feminists, but guys don't hate the feminists. Just don't. You guys kind of create us too. So come on. Okay. But again, let everybody be the way they want to be. Stay away from things that don't serve you, and have a great purpose to serve you first. And when you have that experience, whether it was something that you struggle with, share with the world. Many of you have the same things to share. You can transform someone's life with it. That should be the focus of feminism, transforming things in a positive way, not fighting against something. Nothing is against anything. And if something wants to be against you, it's going to be. You're not gonna stop it. That's my final thing. Is just, I know they're gonna be, oh look, she's trying to be all this healer. No, I'm not. I can't heal anybody. You can heal yourself. My point is that I think it's better to focus the time into ourselves. Society can be cruel, can be fantastic. Why don't we turn the cruel into fantastic? Why don't we focus on the things that we can do, and we can amplify and see how far we go? If we focus on the wrong things, I think we have to love always conquer, but you have to conquer your inner fears and your inner issues. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong to have things like, traumatic things, or male, females, we all have something to fight for, but try to digest it, work on it, and see how can I modify this, right? But start fighting, this, who are we fighting? What are we fighting for? I think that we shouldn't do that. So that's pretty much it.
I thank you, and I really
Thank you.
appreciate you taking time to come on my channel and to talk about this very important topic, because it is very important, and I cannot thank you enough.
Thank you. Yeah, well, hopefully, somebody will learn to love themselves better. I think that as women, we can do so much more for ourselves, not to be better than men, just for us. And
Right.
believe me, the more confident men are attracted, real men are attracted to women that have good confidence, and they're not resilient. They're not. Let them be. They just let. Everybody has their nature.
Yeah.
Look for things that you like. If this guy is not good for you, okay, thank you for who you are. It's nothing work for me. Simple. It's simple. Live it simple, and you'll see more recognition. You whatever you throw to the universe is gonna come back to you. So just work on yourselves, and you know buy us some dinner sometime.
All
Where's the
right.
link? Just
All
kidding.
right. Hey, stay with me for a second. Stay with
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
I'm gonna drop you down. Just stay with me.
Sure. Just yeah. Don't drop it too
Okay.
hard.
All right. I want to thank you for stopping by, Maria Calo. Just a phenomenal person. And please like and subscribe and leave a comment. On that note, I want to thank you for stopping by.